ask you this, Zaila. Obviously, you've had so much success at such a young age. And I mean, you've competed on the biggest stage possible when it comes to spelling. And do you consider yourself a role model? And more specifically, do you consider yourself a role model for young Black girls who tend to not have that many role models? Obviously, that's changing and we're seeing more, Black faces in the media space, whether it's television and sports and everything in between. But, there's still a huge discrepancy between the role models of a certain demographic versus another. Do you consider yourself one? And is that something that you feel pressure to continue to be?
I feel kind of like a particular role model is kind of just in the eye of the beholder, to kind of take something out of a different phrase. So like, you kind of pick a role model. So if a girl, I will hope that some young African-American girls look at me and say, hey, maybe I can do, not feel like, oh, I can't do this just because of who I am. This has never been done. But like, if anybody can look at me and view me as a role model, but I don't really feel pressured to do that. I just try to be my best, and that's about it. Like, I can't do anything more than that. So I hope some young people see me as a role model, and I'll just make sure that I'm the right, just make sure that I do the right things so I'm a good role model if they choose to see me as one.
Zaila, where'd they send you from? They sent you from the future? Are you from the year 2075? There needs to be more of you. That was a beautiful answer.
No, it's so powerful. And I think also it's really important to remember, because I think a lot of the times when, you have young women or young men as well in such a position where so many eyes are on them, you forget that they're still growing and learning and figuring things out themselves, and they're changing from day to day. I mean, if all of us here think about what we were doing and who we were at 14 versus where we are at this life, it's so drastically different. But going back to basketball, because I want to get your NBA or WNBA comparison. This is always a fun game for me. When you look at your skill set, when you look at the way that you play, when you look at your mentality, when you play and all of that, your competitiveness, your winning mentality, is there a player, whether WNBA, whether NBA, that you would compare your game to?
My basketball game or my mentality?
Let's do
get it
separate
straight,
ones.
Ashley.
Let's do your basketball
We are not worthy
comparison, and let's do your basketball mentality comparison.
We are not worthy.
I would like to compare my game to Chris Paul, especially. And I also listen to, watch some James Harden. I like the way Chris Paul plays, because it's so mental, and like the way he just always knows, like you listen to him talking about post-game analysis, and it's like he knows stuff that you didn't even notice. Like he knows where all of his teammates are, what's happening, what the other team's doing. And I definitely like that. And then the way his handles are, I have handles a little bit better than his.
Okay.
He said, call me the point guard.
Oh, snap.
Admittedly, probably not as good as his, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
My mentality, I would say, is very reminiscent of Diana Taurasi, because she kind of like, when she's on the court, she wants to take you out, but at the same time, she's nice, and she, like, when you fall down, she'll help you up or something like that. Like it's competitive, but she doesn't take it to the point where it's like she forgets to also be kind and stuff.
Yeah.
To people.
She's competitive, but she's compassionate. Okay, you're playing a game right now. Best of 21. First to get to 21 is the winner. It's you versus Lethal Shooter.
Oh my
God.
Oh my goodness.
Best of 21. Who's taking the dub?
Hey, are you a fast or slow?
Right now I'm still kind of fast, but I saw you in action that day in Philly. You was holding your own against some top flight guys. So yeah. She's
so
not
that's a polite way of saying that she would school you.
Oh, she was.
Oh my goodness.
But she doesn't post her plans. She just posts like highlights and stuff. She's actually really good at basketball. Like I saw her play on the thing we were doing, and because some people, when they're doing just certain type of videos, it's just for that moment.
Yeah.
But when she was playing, you can tell like she really knows the game. Like she's saying, like she has like that Chris Paul feel. She's always ahead of the game. She doesn't even show it much. She has a good spin. You like the spin move a lot, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I've been watching. See, that's the one thing about this, Ashley and Chris. You got to watch your opponent because you never know if you got to play against them. So she likes to spin. She likes to, like, when she comes at you downhill, she likes to use her footwork to throw you off balance, to shift you. I've been watching you, so just know when that time comes, hey, I'm gonna be ready.
What would you say Zaila's best move is, or her best asset as a basketball player, and how would that match up against your best asset?
I feel like she doesn't get enough credit, like I said, only because she doesn't post, but she's a really good person to feel for the game. Like she's not one of those, like I said, she's posting these clips that are beyond amazing, but she doesn't post the real basketball, which I know she knows how to play. So I think her biggest gift, and I could be wrong, you correct me, her gift is just to feel. Like she's never behind in the game. She knows, like she said, Chris Paul, she knows if she's looking this way and wants to throw the bounce pass here, she can do that. She's never caught off guard. Am I wrong?
Nope.
Yep.
Ooh.
I would say,
oh my goodness.
I would say with me, my biggest is like I play well with players like a Chris Paul, or having her on my team, or having, like, I was always dominant with a player who can read me because I'm very wise on the court. So if I have a smart point guard, I was able to score a lot because that point guard, I didn't have to look at he or she because we always were on the same level. And I feel like that's the type of connection people like me and her have because we study the game and we understand the feel for the game.
Christian, I need to be some teammates.
Christian, you work with the Brooklyn Nets. I need you to set up Zaila and Lethal versus James Harden and Kyrie Irving.
Oh
Kyrie would actually do that though. Kyrie would, Kyrie loves like actual like little girl hoopers. He would definitely put the time in. You know what? Let's see what. Well, Kyrie can't even go in the Barclays Center, so
that's how we can set it. We can set it up in LA or Philly or someplace that's not a mandate.
Let's see. Hey, let's make it.
That'll be a good team tandem right there. I'll let her, like we say, Ash, I'll let her be the MJ and I'll just be the Pippen because she knows as soon as she kick it, I'm gonna knock it down for her.
Listen, Zaila, we've had so much fun hanging out with you. It's so good to see you again. You were probably one of my favorite people that I spoke to at the SI Awards. You just have so much class and so much wisdom beyond your years. And if I was half the woman that you were at 14, who knows what I would be right now? I could be the president of the United States, maybe, instead of hanging out with these two guys.
Yeah. But, oh my goodness. Look at how she dragged us.
I'm kidding. What's next before we let you go? What's next in your world? What should we, obviously the project you got with Lethal that we can't know about, but outside of that, anything we can know about that we should be looking out for?
I'm going to be playing summer basketball. I didn't play winter basketball. I'm going to be playing summer basketball with Fairfax Stars, which is a team that a top girl named AZ Phillip played on. So she's at Utah now. That's what I'm looking forward to coming up.
Turn up.
Very exciting. I love it.